Hello everyone and welcome back to more Fantasy Life I. In today's Fantasy Life guide, I'll be showing you the locations for all 16 legendary recipes. In case you didn't know, there's gonna be some pedestals all around the world of Ginormosia, and interacting with those pedestals is gonna give you a legendary recipe. So there's gonna be 16, one for every life, and then there's gonna be 2 additional ones, one for a legendary shield recipe and one for a legendary feast recipe. I'm gonna show you guys this picture of the Ginormosia map with all of the different locations on it. I'm gonna link the site where I found it in the description down below as well, so you can just pause the video right here and take a look at all of the things, or even better, take a screenshot of it and let the rest of the video play so I can get some watch time hours. That would be greatly appreciated. But you can also just follow along with me. So without any further ado, let's go over to the first recipe, which is going to be for the Hoe of Time, and it will be located right over here. So right over here is where you can interact with the pedestal to get the Hoe of Time recipe. Now I do have this recipe already, so it's not going to be here a second time, but trust me on this, this is where you can get the Hoe of Time. Up next is going to be the Needle of Time for the Tailor life, of course, and it will be located right over here in this little green area. So let's warp over to the East Dry Ridge Desert and make our way there. And right over here in this beautiful green area is going to be the Needle of Time recipe. Legendary, as you can see. Don't yet have all of the recipes, but I do have some of them. I just stumbled across a few of these whilst exploring Ginormosia, of course. So that's going to be the Needle of Time. Up next is going to be the Hoe of Time. I'm actually pretty sure most of you guys will have this one already, because it's going to be located right over here in, like, I believe the only gathering spot for Pharma Life. So let's warp to the Viridia Plateau and go over there. So right over here next to this windmill, this is a windmill, right? Anyways, this is going to be the Hoe of Time recipe. I'm pretty sure 95% of you guys already have this. This is also the location where the legendary crop spawns for the Pharma Life. Let's go to the Frying Pan of Time recipe next, and that's going to be located in this little area right over here. Well, looks like the Mimic is looking for this recipe as well. So yeah, right over here is going to be the Frying Pan of Time. Didn't have this one either, which makes sense. This is a very secluded area, and there's going to be a Leafy here as well. Dude, you are hidden, my man. If I didn't turn this camera around, would not have spotted this guy. He is perfectly hidden by this little tree. I'm still gonna make a video on where to find all of the leaves, so look forward to that if you want to know where to find those. Up next, let's go over to the Pickaxe of Time recipe, and it will be located right over here. So I'm gonna warp to the South Great Gut Plains Tower, and let's make our way there. It is actually gonna be located inside of a cave. So right over here, you want to drop down, I think, yeah, all the way to the bottom over here and enter the Great Naval Cave. I'm pretty sure I don't have this recipe yet, so I think we just have to head all the way to this section. Oh no, okay, it's gonna be a little bit earlier. So right over here at the little pond is gonna be the Pickaxe of Time recipe. Can I also just say, these of Time recipes, they all look so cool, man. And I don't even think, or like I'm pretty sure these aren't even the strongest weapons or tools in the game. So this game gets kind of crazy. Okay, now for the next recipe, which is gonna be the Greatsword of Time, you actually need to do some story progression. You need to go all the way up to chapter 7 of the story, which will unlock Fort Guardheart for you, and inside of this huge castle is going to be where you find the Greatsword of Time recipe. So let's move over to the West Great Gut Plains and enter the castle. By the way, I'm pretty sure just clearing the story is not enough to enter this castle. You will also need to have cleared enough shrines. However, I don't know how many you have to actually do, but Trip will mention something about the barrier surrounding the castle like looking weakened. So once he mentions that and once you progressed far enough into the story, you will be able to enter this castle. So the actual location of the Greatsword of Time is going to be in the second floor of this place, and it's going to be right over here. There's going to be 2 boss enemies, but I'm pretty sure you can just walk past every single one and claim your recipe right over there. So yeah, just walk past this pretty scary Shadow Tortoise. I did beat him once before. I don't remember if you actually need to beat him to be able to progress up into the floors. Also don't 100% remember if you need to beat these guys, but over here is going to be the legendary Greatsword of Time recipe. Oh boy, I'm sorry guys, you are all so very dead. I mean, that's pretty cool. I just run away and they just got revived. I didn't even do anything. I just ran away and they got back into my party. I wonder if they lose friendship for that. So yeah, that was a Greatsword of Time recipe, probably the most annoying one to actually get. Up next is going to be the Shield of Time recipe, and it's going to be located right over here. So let's maybe just warp over to Crickneck Canyon for this one. And it's going to be the Shield of Time recipe. Alright, so normally I like exploring the right side of the map first before going over to the left one. But since we are so close to the Hammer of Time recipe, which is going to be located right over here, I guess I'll do the left side of the map first this time around. So yeah, it's gonna be right over here, pretty hard to miss if you already unlock this tower. Up next, let's go to the Flask of Time recipe, and that's gonna be located right over here, very close to the Drake's Eye Valley Tower, but I actually don't think I have this recipe yet. Oh no, okay, it looks like I did already have this one. So yeah, this is going to be the legendary Flask of Time. Okay, the next recipe is going to be a pretty complicated one yet again, and that's going to be the legendary Feast recipe. So it's going to be inside of a cave in this place. Let's warp over to the Drake's Snout Range Tower, and apparently there's also going to be a boulder that you have to break, so you will need at least 200 mining to clear that as well. So yeah, over here in the Nostril Cave, which is a pretty cool cave, by the way. I actually haven't been here myself, but I know it's filled with like mimics, and even I believe over here is going to be like a Pandora's box. So yeah, there's going to be a ton of mimics here and also 2 boulders, so you will need some mining levels to actually get this recipe. Or I believe if you just have a buddy with at least 200 mining, you can also do this. So only 150 mining for this boulder, which I really don't know. Why is there like a loading timer here? I think it's cute, but it's so unnecessary. Anyway, wow, look at this guy, dude. Pandora's box. Yeah, I don't recommend opening that one. And then over here, 200 mining is going to be required. But to be honest, that really isn't a lot. Like, that's actually not a lot at all. You should be able to easily, from the beginning of the game, if you just level up your mining a little bit, give yourself a decent pickaxe, make your way over to this cave and get the legendary Feast recipe. Wow, you need 1250 cooking for this, and it reduces your damage by 30% for 30 seconds, and like you are immune to stagger for 10 seconds. I don't know. I mean, it's pretty good, but most fights in this game are pretty easy. I don't know. Like, this seems so unnecessary. You need some really difficult, just materials for this. Anyways, let's make our way to the next recipe, which is gonna be the Rod of Time, and it will be located right over here in yet another cave. So just warp over to the Fangshore Isles Tower and make your way there. Alright, so right over here in the Worm Maw Cave is where we want to go. And then I'm fairly certain we gotta make our way all the way to that pond over there. And indeed, right over here is gonna be the Rod of Time recipe. Alright, so let's go over to the right side of the map and make our way to the Axe of Time recipe. Yes, it will be inside of the Petalwing Forest, and it's actually gonna be located at the shrine over there. So yeah, enter the Petalwing Forest and make your way over to this place next. And then once you're here, you're gonna have to look for these golden leaves at the middle of every area, and you just want to go to the way they're pointing at. So the Axe of Time recipe is actually going to be located at the back side of the shrine. I don't think I have it myself even. Yeah, this is such a hidden recipe, man. So that's going to be the Axe of Time. Up next, let's go to the Staff of Time, which is going to be located actually just right above this one. It's going to be right over here at the little beach area. So let's warp over to Shroom Haven. Oh, it's actually going to be right over here, so not on the actual beach, but a little bit above it is going to be where the Staff of Time recipe will be. Alright, there's only 3 left if you've been following along with this video, and let's go to the Saw of Time next. It's going to be right over here, should be just above the Tower of Wingtip Valley. Yep, it's right over here. Okay, pretty good. So that's going to be the Saw of Time recipe. Okay, the last weapon recipe is going to be the Sword of Time, and it will be located right over here. So let's warp to the Multana Wastes Tower and make our way there. Dude, my guy is stuck? Are you kidding me? Okay, thank you. You glitchy little guy. So right over here, I'm actually kind of surprised I already have it, but this is going to be where the Sword of Time recipe will be located. And then the actual last recipe and the last of the tool recipes is going to be the Brush of Time, and it's going to be located right over here. So let's warp over to the Scorch Rock Mountain, jump on our motorbike, and let's go. And this is gonna be the Brush of Time. Cool. I finally have all of these for myself as well now. That's pretty nice. So yeah, with that, that's gonna be every location for the legendary recipes. All 16 of them. You can get the majority of these very early on, but you'll only be able to craft them when you are in the very end game, because the materials required to craft these legendary recipes, like, they're just so rare, man. The materials are extremely tough to get a hold of, but at least we can get the recipes. So with that, as always, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video or found it helpful, definitely don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't done so yet. Not even 5% of the people watching my videos are actually subscribed, so I would appreciate it a lot if you would do so. And with that, I'll see you guys in the next one. Alright, later. Bye.